Last session, the curse that had stalked the party was dragged into the open. On a high frozen shelf, they stood within a ritual circle as the Tagamaling's taint uncoiled into a single form. An amalgam of all three, armoured like Artie, relentless like Grathis, and crackling with sorcery aimed straight at Esteban. It raised 3 hooked claws and a single swivelling eye that seemed to know them all at once. There was no safe step beyond the circle. To end the curse, they had to end the thing. The opening exchange was brutal. The creature hammered Grathis with a whirlwind of claws and followed with a jolt of crackling force at Artie, who reeled. Esteban called out the foe's nature mid-fight and raised protections, sending his ogre corpse to batter at its flanks. Grathis pressed forward despite gouges opening across his scales, carving through plates and drawing dark ichor as the eye fixed on him. Artie tumbled on the edge of collapse. Then fortune hit like a hammer. A repair draft shattered as he dropped, sluicing alchemical light through his frame and wrenching him back to his feet. As steel and stone rang, the wind rose with a new voice. A spectral wolf, grey as moonlit ash, bounded in from the ridge and crashed against the abomination with a howl that made the air keen. Nature itself seemed to recoil from the thing's wrongness. Harried by fangs and flanked by the party, the monstrosity slipped. The wolf yanked it down into the snow. Esteban's scholar's hex dragged at its defences, and Grathis's claws ripped new rents. Even prone, the creature slashed in a wide arc, splitting its fury among them while sputtering gouts of raw energy sizzled the air. Momentum swung. Artie steadied with a second draft and sharpened focus, weathering a desperate counter. Grathis struck again, cold breath steaming as he tore more plating loose, and Esteban finished it with a scowl and a single, precise choice. 3 braided lances of force drove into the creature's roving eye, and the entire construct unravelled. The circle's powder lifting on a high wind as the curse's weight eased from their bones. In the hush, the spectral wolf sat back, gave a low, mourning howl, and the glade answered. A campfire kindled itself, casting a warmth that began mending them minute by minute. From the edge of that light emerged Fallon Stark, an old warden of the wilds, more spirit than flesh, the wolf curling small and content in his lap. He admitted he'd rarely aid one who trafficked in the dead, but this curse was fouler still. He spoke gently to Artie of life's beauty and nodded at the beauty of creation in turn. Then he offered what remained of his power, the chain that binds. Grathis, lulled by the glade, was linked in his sleep. His head spikes gleamed a new gold, and something silent and old looked back through his eyes. Artie accepted with a creator's calm and felt the tether take hold. Esteban, already marked by a dragon's pact and etched in older runes, refused. A being of living light, Stark's companion, warned him that he walked too near forces beyond him, then drew Stark away with a wry farewell scrawled in the snow. The glade held them safe as night deepened, a fire knitting steel and flesh alike. And in that quiet they realized this chapter of the curse had ended, though the path ahead for each of them had only just changed.